So those data warehouses can be very overwhelming, but there is software out in the industry to give us a helping hand. One is considered business intelligence, which is computer-based technique for accumulating and analyzing data from databases and data warehouses to support those managerial decision making. And one way that firms can gather business intelligence is by using maybe a web crawler. That's something that systematically browses the web in a systematic way and collects information, kind of saving that manager from having to do all that work. We can initiate the use of a web crawler. And our ultimate goal here is just to gather information in a very efficient way. We can have that software analyze the data and discern patterns and trends. And then the hope is that we would make decisions, better decisions based on the information that we were able to gather. Just a few examples of where maybe a web crawler would be great. How about American Airlines? What if they are trying to track their competitors' prices over different times of the day or the week? That would be a great instance where maybe a web crawler would be a good solution there. Or possibly Merrill Lynch. What if what if they're looking at initial public offering of stock? They could also use business intelligence to go ahead and assess current economic and stock market conditions. That might give them a good heads up on how other initial public offerings have recently performed. You might have heard the term data mining before, and this is just a technique used to analyze specifically with very large databases. It's using sophisticated statistical techniques and analyzing that data to kind of try and discern patterns and trends. You'll see a lot of maybe stock analysts enacting this type of process, looking to find patterns in maybe stock prices to assess some technical financial stock markets. We do have a warning here, though, with data mining, is just to be aware of these spurious correlations. These are correlations between two variables that really have no direct relation between them. If you're really analyzing a database, you got to enact a little bit of common sense at the same time. A good example with that, they have on here is ice cream sales are correlated with drowning, suggesting as ice cream sales increase, the number of drownings also increase. It doesn't mean that ice cream makes people drown, but maybe it's more the weather that has spiked both. Digital dashboards, these are widely used in industry by top management and directors. And here they're just trying to monitor key data. Similar to your car dashboard, what is critical for you to know to keep the vehicle moving forward in a safe direction? The same concept applies to what top management is monitoring on a daily basis at the organization that you might work for. Digital refers to having the data repopulate data automatically, at least as most automatically as possible, without having to manually keep looking up and updating the data yourself. So here's just an example of a digital dashboard, and looks like this is Jeffrey's digital dashboard, and just taking a peek at the things that he's monitoring on a daily basis, it's likely that his feet are probably held to the fire over managing, converting inventory to finished goods available for sale. He's also monitoring sales, maybe to get a good indicator of what he needs to have available, as well as purchases. It looks like he has some alerts here set up, maybe to key him in on preset values that could raise above or below maybe some predetermined tolerance limits. So he's got some kind of a system set up here, giving him an idea of maybe items that he needs to pay attention to in the immediate present. Of course, in whatever industry that you work, you would have your own personalized dashboard that would make sense for your industry, what's important to you, and what numbers are important to maybe your top executives, shareholders, whomever. But this would be something that would be highly customized to your business or organization. Well, thanks for joining me taking a look at business intelligence and digital dashboards.